Some go as so far as to say that Jesus Christ is just a myth, that he never lived or died. Most of them do not try to upset history quite to that extent. However, they deny that Jesus died for our sins. In the first century, the Judaizers did not deny the fact of the gospel. They simply were not. Uh, there were too many witnesses. Paul says that over 500 people saw the risen Christ at one time. My friend, if you get 500 witnesses in any court of law, you will win your case. Also, the apostles were witnesses to the risen Christ. They were there to testify to it. The fact that uh, the facts of the gospel were not under question by the Judaizers. The contention arose over the interpretation of those facts. What did Christ do for you on the cross? And the work of Christ is the work of Christ adequate to save you? Do you need to go through some ritual or something else in order to be saved? Must you go through the law? These are the questions they are asking. Now let's return to Acts 15 and go with Paul and Barnabas up to Jerusalem. And that concludes that section. Now let's go on to section verses 3 through 6. And being brought on their way by the church, they passed through Phoenix and Samaria, declaring the conversion of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren. And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and elders, and they declared all things that God had done with them. Paul and Barnabas give a report to the church in Jerusalem, just as they had done to the church in Antioch. They tell them, we have preached the gospel, and men and women over in Galatia country have trusted Christ. They know nothing about Mosaic law. They trust Christ and were saved. Verse 5, but there arose certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying that it is needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. They wanted to add something to the gospel. Friend, whenever you add something to the gospel, you no longer have the gospel, but you have religion. You no longer have the gospel of Jesus Christ. The only approach that you can make to Jesus Christ is by faith. We must all come to him by faith. He won't let us come to him come any other way. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. John 14 and verse 6. He's bottled the whole world into this. There is only one question God asks the world. What do you do with my son who died for you? God doesn't give us some little Sunday school lesson by saying, I want you to be a good boy. I want you to join a church. I want you to go through this or that ritual. I want you to say a simple prayer. That kind of teaching is only for an insipid religion. It does not come from God. God is saying, my son died for you. What will you do with him? The answer to that question will determine your eternal destiny. This is the issue being discussed at the council in Jerusalem. This is really exciting. And somewhere along the line, Jay Vernon said this, and I told you the commentary is watered down. No wonder this has become a woman's religion. Now, verse 6, and the apostles and the elders came together to consider of